time in Kansas City, I was driving somewhere in Midtown Kansas City, and I saw two kids wrestling around in their yard. I just stopped and watched them. Whenever I see that, just two like 10, 11-year-old boys. They were just wrestling, and they were just having a fun time. They're wrestling in the yard. And one threw the other one with a perfect Kubi Nage. I said, that kid knows Judo. Yeah. I'm sure they never studied a Judo in a day in their life, but it's a natural movement. It's one of those natural things that you can do. If we just point out a few things to do it even better, you're going to be pretty good at it. What we want to do, we want to turn this not just into a nice hard throw, but we also want to transition to the ground. We're going to look at a rather simple throw, and it's a rather basic throw, but it's one of those throws, again, you will see at all levels of competition, no matter what the grappling sport, and certainly anything in a jacket like Judo or Sambo. So it's Kubi Nage. Kubi means around the neck area. Nage means to throw. So you're grabbing around the neck and throwing. And in reality, at least the way I approach it, it is kind of half Taiotoshi, half Koshi-Guruma. Taiotoshi body drop, Koshi-Guruma hip wheel. So it's really a Taiotoshi throwing the guy over your hip, and you're grabbing around the neck. So it's a really good throw. And in today's climate where you see a lot of people that are bent over, you know, the wrestlers or guys that did BJJ or some Sambo guys, they'll be very bent over. Well, this is an ideal throw for those kind of opponents because it's not a classical one where you lift and you're grabbing around the neck. You'll see what he does here. So can I have you throw him just once or twice? So watch Eric throw Josh here with it. So kind of pick up what he's doing here. Why don't you turn around and let's come from this direction. So let's throw there. Okay. Now, watch his body. Just kind of watch him first, and then we'll coach you through it. Now, the way I want to have you do it here is the way he's doing it there, because what we want to do, we want to turn this not just into a nice hard throw, but we also want to transition to the ground. Okay? So again, we talked about double trouble and ground fighting and many lots of situations. Here's a double trouble situation here. It's a throw and a transition. Okay, so I've thrown you for points. Let's say the referee's had a bad morning and he only gives me lower points, you know, like a Wazari or 4 points or whatever it may be. He doesn't give me the pawn I think it deserves, which he probably does because you clocked him. But for whatever reasons, okay, I'll finish him. I'm in a pin immediately. He's being stuck in my pin I just put him in. So it's kind of, you're pinning him on the way over, like the very nature of the throw. So let's take a look at it. So when Eric comes in, he's just going to do all the standard stuff. He's going to break his balance. He's going to fit in all that stuff. But his right hand is going to go really deep all the way to the opposite shoulder. Okay? So come in first with your elbow line. See that? See how it just grabs. Okay? And just, he's got a nice handle there, his arm, his shoulder. So hook it. Just grab there. Now, as he's turning, don't throw it. So keep turning around, spin over, and get your legs split wide. So watch. Now, see that position? I already got this. But look how he holds you up. You come on here. Okay. Now, look at what he does here. See, he's throwing over the hip. This is why it's not Taiotoshi. Okay, because if it was Taiotoshi, he'd be throwing over the leg and using a lot of hand work. This is a hand throw. This is really a hip throw, all right? Because, and look how he's turned. Look at his legs. He has right foot is toe down, knee in, okay? And look at his head pointed that way. His toes, his left toes, yeah, they're pointed to the left. And now all he does is he just keeps rolling them right over and finishes right into a case of toe. And this type of throw, the reason they're doing crash pads, because this is a hard fall. So let's take a look at it again. Quick.
I'm trying not to land straight on your chest for practice.
One time in Kansas City, I was driving somewhere in Midtown Kansas City, and I saw two kids wrestling around in their yard. I just stopped and watched them. Whenever I see that, just two like 10, 11-year-old boys. They were just wrestling, and they were just having a fun time. They're wrestling in the yard. And one threw the other one with a perfect Kubi Nage. I said, that kid knows Judo. I'm sure they never studied a Judo in a day in their life, but it's a natural movement. It's one of those natural things that you can do. If we just point out a few things to do it even better, you're going to be pretty good at it. So let's look at it one more time and watch. And the pulling hand, we always talk about that pulling very important, the hiki-pei. As he's doing this, he's pulling out, and when he starts, and again, you can have your choice. Come on, just turn okay. Now, you may grab where he is, which is a standard grip here. See where he's grabbing the between the elbow and the shoulder? Yeah. And as he does that, he'll wrench that up and pull. Or he may, circumstance he likes it, he may grab lower on the, it doesn't matter. Okay. Generally, learn here, because that's a good standard way to do it. You're really controlling the whole shoulder and pulling them. But sometimes he may only give you a low wrist, you can grab that, that's okay, whatever you need to get. So that's the pulling, as you're pulling. So that's a standard pull, like an Asurite type action, the Surikomi action, I should say. And now his right hand is just going to grab around. So if he comes in, grabs that tight, shoot, there you go. So you don't have to be square. Like in Taitotoshi, we're kind of more like this, okay? Well, in Kubi Nage, at least the way we practice it, we're more like this. Because that way I can get more hip and I can get more power into the throw. That's a really good Kubi Nage. That's one of the specialties. That's why I wanted him to demo it. Did everybody see every point there? I'm going to pull on Josh what I always pull on Eric. Can you do it one more time? All right. So you watch the videos. It's always Eric hitting it one more time. Okay, that's it. There you go. And you see what he followed through with? Case of the shot. Double throw. And that's classic stuff. Very basic throw.